Welcome back to Championship Saturday here in Stockholm, because it's the GLL Season 3 Finals. And at the end of today, one of our 16 teams will be lifting the trophy and taking home $40,000. I'm your host, Frankie Ward, and I'm joined, of course, by Toffees, by Skoom, and Avenger. And before the break, we saw Optic Gaming take their third chicken dinner of the tournament on Miramar. We've got one more Miramar map to go before we before we head over to Miramar for our fight to Erangel. I'm all of a fluster to Erangel for our last 3 games of the day. And let us know, not how you think I'm doing, okay, let's not go there, but how you think the teams are doing on social media using the hashtag GLL and Twitter at Global Loot. And how do you think our teams are doing, guys? Because we clearly have some runners and riders, and we've had a few maybe disappointing performances too. Toffees.
Runners and riders, I like that. We've had disappointing performances. Yes, but some of the ones that have been very bad had an okay game today. I think are sort of showing up again. Ninjas in Pajamas, however, has yet another letdown. And I'll be honest, I asked them this morning when I got here. I went up and I tried to be very political about it, but said, did you guys just mail it in? Did you take the last month off? Like, what's going on? And they assured me, no, we're scrimming, we're working, but it just doesn't feel like something just isn't. I mean, these guys are good. These guys are at PGI. They frag out of their minds when they're working together. I mean, you know Gaxi, right? Like, these guys play, and they're not playing today. It's like they're sleeping.
Well, let's talk about a team that does seem to be turning up today, because they haven't over the past 2, let's face it. Skoom, I'm talking, of course, about Dignitas.
Yeah, Dignitas started the day with a good game. They got 7 kills, and they're starting to show up a little bit. The Dignitas that we know from online, they are the #1 NA seed from this season. So was a bit disappointed in the first 2 days. They were in the bottom brackets. They are 15th place overall. But this last game, they seem to be setting up, maybe feeling comfortable. It is Alo's first game. Oh, Alo's. I always don't know how to pronounce that. But, Alo. But yeah, maybe they're starting to get comfortable. We did see Uncivil there go ham with the Kar98, land some 2 beautiful shots. Yeah. I just hope they get a bit more comfortable and continue this trend.
It's Alo because it rhymes with Flalo, just to keep that up.
Flalo.
Yeah, he used to be Alo Flalo. And now it's just Alo because you can't fit that with the dig. You know what I mean? Dig underscore. That said, Uncivil is a really good player, as you saw. Yeah. So it's nice to see them picking it up a little bit.
And another team that's really been picking it up, coming 4th in that last map, Toffees, it's Wildcard.
And not to call you out, Skoom, but I want to give credit where credit is due. Wildcard actually came out with the 1st place finish from NA.
Oh, okay.
So these guys were the 1st place seed. They were 4th place in the finals here last season. They should be doing better. It was good to see them finally finish in sort of that top 5 position in this one, but something's wrong. This team synergy is not there. We saw some tweets come out from Tomai this morning that implied a little bit of a back and forth between some of the team members. And I think this is what it comes down to, is we've got Kickstart and Tomai. They're next to each other on the list, but I think that they're miles and miles apart when it comes to team synergy. They're just not working. Kickstart's leaving the team as of tomorrow, pretty much. And it's almost like the veneer of politeness required by playing together has been removed. And these guys are just being honest with each other, and it's not working.
Well, something that was working over the past couple of days was Accelerate, but we have seen them take a little bit of a dive. Yeah, I think you're right, actually, Avenger.
I think honestly, for me, Accelerate have been, they had a really great day 1. And that's really what I expected from them. Unfortunately, yesterday didn't really work out for them. I'm not sure what really happened to them. For me, coming into day 1, showing the same performance they had online, and it's kind of funny because they also had a really, really good performance in the beginning of the season online, and then they kind of fell off a little bit. I really want to see them step it up. Mikas, for me, is a really good player. He should have more than 2 kills. They should be higher than 13th. Yes, they do have 1,790 points as of right now. 1 great game, and they can be straight back into the top 6. But I really want to see them step it up. I want to see them play how they usually play, online, confidence, and with the high fragging capabilities.
And with Accelerate, I kind of relate with them, because I remember our first ever LAN together with Liquid in season 1 of Starladder, we had a very good first 2 days, and it was a 4-day event. But then when we had mistakes, we kind of started struggling. And that was our first LAN. I think Accelerate is having the same issues. The first day, everything went super well for them. They're playing like they used to play online. And then once they started getting these mistakes on LAN, they don't know how to adjust. Maybe these teams are getting a bit confusing for them. So I think that having that issues, and hopefully they grind it out. And
he said pretty good first 2 days with Liquid. I remember that event because I was on the desk. And I was happy when they lost because we literally had talked about nobody but Liquid for the first. It was frustrating because they come back to us and be like, "Guess we're talking about Liquid again." So, but I think Accelerate, you're right. But something's hit the brakes. They're not moving as fast as they were.
And Rustenmar was the highest damage dealer after day one. He had 2,300 something damage, which is insane. He had 7 or 8 kills. He doubled or tripled his amount of damage compared to how many kills he had. So I really want to see that. Come back. I want to see that performance like they've had online. And we're going into 3 Wrangle games, so I really hope that's where they're going to step it back up.
Well, our 64 players here at GLL aren't the only ones being tested this weekend. Oh no. If you've been watching during the breaks, you might have noticed we played a video called What's That Sound? And guess what? There's a part 2, and I imagine it's even more humiliating.
P92, UMP, M16, Saiga, or the S4K, and the AK.
P92, UMP, M16, double barrel shotgun, and an AKM.
P92, UMP, M16, S12, AK.
So P92, UMP, M16, 5-barrel shotgun, AKM. No? Did I get the shotgun wrong? Oh, it's an S12K! I'm an idiot.
P92, UMP, M16, Saga, AK, Uzi, VSS.
P92, UMP, M16, Saiga, AK, Micro Uzi, VSS.
SLR.
Okay, so P92, UMP, M16, Saiga, AK, Micro Uzi, VSS, SKS, Scar,
Scorpion.
SKS, and DP28.
I'm sorry, but you might have won Avenger, but that photo they used of you, you look like you've been tangoed, mate.
Oh, it's in the summer.
It was in the summer?
Yeah.
Do you use fake tan in the summer?
No, I was in Las Vegas for 2 weeks, and outside it was like 40 degrees Celsius.
I think you should invest in some sunblock, mate. I like you pale and
I'm from Scandinavia.
Exactly.
I'm only tan 1 month of the year, okay?
Yeah,
I'm
you shouldn't
inside
be.
gaming
You
the rest
shouldn't be
11.
tanned. Oh,
sorry.
That was really hard, can I just say? And I know no one was expecting me, least of all me, to get any of those gun sounds right. The thing I will say, right, the P92, when I was listening to that sound, it sounded like it was going really fast, so I thought it was going to be an AR or something. And then, you know, I'm used to, when I shoot a P92, it going into someone. That's all I'm saying. I'm used to it being a short, sharp thud.
So we recorded this yesterday, and all I heard coming in back to the room was like, I don't play this game enough. That was the excuses.
I don't hot drop.
And then the Toby's like, yeah, I don't hot drop, so I don't play with these guns. Like, okay, well.
I don't remember. I pick up a P92 only to carry an extra red dot for the idiot on my team who drops one at a box.
Exactly.
But props to Avenger, because that was ridiculously. I mean,
it was hard.
You guys heard they actually played. That's how they played the sounds for us. That was insanely difficult.
And you have to say it in order as well. It's not like you have to guess the last one. You have to say all.
So you have to say everything first.
Credit where credit is due. You and Moses kicked its butt, but you, of course, as the champion, DP28. I mean.
Defending champion now.
Yeah, that's a gun that only appears on one map, for crying out loud. So.
And you win the right to be a smug Avenger.
Yeah, give us your best smug look. Like you.
No.
As if he needs an excuse to show us his smug look. He was born with a face like that. And two guys who are never smug, apart from when they're talking about me and my drinking habits, are our casters. They are, of course, Moses and Sims. And I think we should head over to them because Donde está el chick pollo senda?
God, you worked so hard
That
on
was,
that.
I really worked hard, guys. Can you please forgive me? Let's just start the match.
Why didn't you
please.
let Scoom do that?
Because
¿A dónde está
it
la
was
cena
not a
del pollo?
challenge for him.
Oh!
I'm sorry. Bye, guys. See you next time.
She's been drinking again.
It's classic Frankie. Drunk most of the time, I would say.
Drunk on desk every single time.
And we know Martin to be the master of the DP, so
Yeah.
he's the champion. I couldn't get it, man. It was just it was foreign to me.
I kind of knew what was going on, but at the same time, my brain was frazzled by how many bullets was coming in. Like if I hear a gun across map, it's like, okay, he's got an M24, okay, he's got an arm, okay, you know, he's got an AKM or whatever. But having so many in concession like that, I was like, no, my brain's farted. I'm done. Get me out of here.
Yeah, well,
Send me home.
we're now headed. I don't know how to segue out of that, so I'm just gonna say we're going into game number 2 on today.
Well
one
done.
for me.
I'll say well done to you.
Okay, appreciate
there you
it.
go. Well done.
Well
and
done.
Unfortunately, you lost to the Danish pastry himself.
Yeah, exactly.
There'll be even more reason to blow up.
Pasty is the best I could. Pasty DP Martin over there.
This is why he isn't pro. He's a DP user.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we've seen Optic make a play, and they've secured their first victory and the third of the tournament, and they are looking for more. They are within striking distance of that first overall spot. The storyline for them, the last tournament under the Optic organization, and they would like to take a trophy home as a bit of a last hurrah, as well as the cash that goes along with it. For Liquid, they had a decent start and a decent finish to this first game of the day on Miramar, coming in second place, but Unique, the consistency showing as they maintain the first overall spot with a third place finish in game number 1. Looking forward to this game, Richard. Really, Optic has got to be feeling confident.
Yeah, I mean, if they can redo what they did yesterday and roll off of a win into a second win, then they're going to go flying up the leaderboard. What they need is, and this sounds awful to say, but they need Unique to have a balls of a game. They need Unique to
flail out.
And don't get me wrong, it happened yesterday where we saw first position FaZe. Next game, last. Dead last, 0 kills. They went out in 16th. The game after that, we saw a top position in the form of Unique. Again, 16th place, dead last. So it can and has happened in the past. I still remember all the way back to IMA Oakland, where Optic were given the opportunity to chase first place, where Evanga in the very last game, who was currently winning, went out in the last one. And then it's like, okay, well, now it's numbers. We need this many kills. You can chase it, but it all depends. It's fine saying, oh, well, we can get first place, or we can always go up the top. You have to look around you what the rest of the teams here are doing. It's not going to be an easy feat. You can see on your screen currently, we're still just giving you a rundown of all the different areas and all the different potential drop locations and potential even circle endings, to be honest with you. We've seen some wild and wonderful things so far here on Miramar. How do you say that one more? Let's get it right because Toby's watching.
Puerto Paraiso.
With the accent?
Puerto Paraiso.
I like it.
That's
Is it Paraiso or Paraiso?
Paraiso. I don't freaking know, dog.
We do know that Unique go here, though.
I only change my ways when I get corrected via tweet.
Oh, we love Twitter. Day 3, Game 2. The final time you will see the sandy shores of Miramar. Which team's going to come out on top? It looks like everyone's going to be able to go to their usual drop location. The plane is coming in from the east, and she's going diagonally down to the westernly, southerly edge, ending just above Valdemar. That means with an almost perfect cut across the middle, this gives everyone a very nice early start. Well, excuse me, for those up north will get an early start, but for everybody, generally speaking, you won't be pushed, you won't be challenged. But remember, there's only 3 more games left. It's going to come to the point now where certain teams, they have nothing to lose. All they can do is go up from here in their position. So a win, it's $1,000 in the bank. Simple as that. A position, it's more money in the bank. Push people, kill them, annoy them, be a nuisance. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain when it comes to monetary value. Word.
Very good. Looking at the drop zones, everything seems to be relatively accessible. No issues with the plane path. The Knights actually had a fairly decent round considering how it started for them. They're now in 6th place. They have the ability. Just one good round could put them as far up as 4th place. A little hard now to get into that top 3, but they can do it if they keep it together. They've seen, I think, the only other team with multiple victories in this. Am I remembering correctly? I can't remember. Either way, they've got multiple victories And for the Knights, it's feast or famine. Either they win or they bomb out, and they've had a couple of in between now and again, but for the most part, it's a little bit rough in rotation for them. So trying to get into that top 5, or well, yeah, into the top 5 is something they're well within striking distance.
You know what, though? It's been a very... Since they were picked up, it's been a really consistent team and a really consistent roster. They're always performing. They're always making it to events. I mean, hell, made it to PGI over FaZe. You know, they've always been up there. Oh, my Lord, look at that circle.
Island circle. Unlikely, but this circle always, for me, seems to end around where Team Ready is calling home.
Yeah.
In the coastal town of Val Del Mar. So we'll see Team Ready finding themselves with a tremendous early advantage. Now, this is a very complex area. Lots of valleys, lots of hills. And this is the most varied terrain on Miramar, so there's lots of trees down here as well. So this will be an interesting final game on Miramar for this tournament.
Yeah, all the dark area that you saw on the map, it's just up, down, left, right, center. It's a complete boulder clash tournament, if you want to put it that way. There's
know
trees, divots.
What's a boulder clash?
I have no idea. I just made it up. I was not hoping you were going to ask, to be honest with you. It's a mess, all right? There's a lot of trenches you can go in, and the further issue is the terrain around it. Again, you've got the extending ridgeline, which takes another percentage of the map away. You have the bridge, you have the river, you have the little island, which is going to separate teams. Moses, Envy.
6 points behind the Knights.
Doing quite well and working the way up. Certainly a team that I expected a little bit more from, I want to say.
You know what? For Envy, I think that this is not a horrible tournament, as we do see the first down. It is going to be unique, actually, taking what appears to be the first casualty. No confirmed coming just yet. Not sure where that occurred, but it is going to be... Oh, another down. That's Play With Me. It's Besiktas. Now attacking them with vehicles. What is going on down there?
Can we look at this fine?
We'll find out what's happening around the Impala region as Simsy's going to get backed over, so he will actually be the first casualty, even though Besiktas did take 2 down. I think Simsy responsible for both of those, and yeah, there's no backup there, so that's going to be 1 down, as Unique likely just getting the res. We'll see what's going on a little bit later, but for the Red Diamonds in 4th, a sneaky 4th place for this team.
I think it's really good that they've managed to sneak their way up. It's a second team from the CIS, and just goes to show exactly what the CIS has to show. There's great individual fraggers, and they're having an absolutely banging performance. We did catch up with the team earlier on. Let's check in and see exactly what they had to say.
In my team, everybody doing well. Everybody shoots like a god. I think the most valuable player on my team, I think it is Bestalok, because it's the captain. He tells us mostly what to do, and he is a very, very good player. The first day we are going well. The map on the Miramar was the zone amazing. When it was on an island, we take a boat and go towards the circle and won the game. Today we are going to do our best, because there are not so many points to get to the top of the leaderboard, and we're trying to get at least 3rd place, but we will try to do our best to get the first 1 place, of course.
That is Senpai from Red Diamonds letting us know that Bestalok is the best player on the team from the sounds of it. He's the captain. He's also, Scoom pointed out early on, just dominating as far as damage is concerned. I believe the tournament leader, unless things have shifted since then, there's a Murado. And for the Red Diamonds, it's been a good tournament. And for Senpai, as an individual, been wonderful kind of listening to him chat and tell us some insights from the team. And here's a look backwards at the initial trade with Simsy.
Oh no!
And there it is.
It could have been amazing. It could have almost wiped out the entire team.
Stand-in with the clutch Murado plays.
Oh, and
see, now I understand why you showed us the Murado. It's all making sense. My peanut brain is a flicker with memories now. So look at that. We got our Mark 14. Someone's already got a hold of it. And Beautiful Death might be on the receiving end if he's not careful.
Liquid, Team Ready, FaZe Clan. They're all in this initial shift, and they're all, unfortunately, in the same area. But Moses pointed out at the start, what you're seeing on screen, unfortunately, there's lots more of it to come. This entire dark patch and dark area is just a terrible, terrible area to traverse on vehicles. Even on foot, it can be a complete pain in the backside. He's getting smashed. Was that a member of FaZe down? Oh, no, it's Liquid. Okay, so James is going to head of the pack. No wonder as well with an 8 times an SLR.
So Iroh was the one with a Mark 14.
Yep.
He was shooting at Liquid. Now Liquid's decided to return the favor. They've got the high ground, and perhaps they want to relieve him of his lunch money if he's not careful. But for Liquid, now I didn't have a chance to ask, but we've saw maybe a bit of a pullback on.
That hit Samty.
Yeah, that has got to be team ready shooting from across the way. That is a beautiful death. The Car 98 pops one off the chest of Samty as the motorcycle rolls away. Be careful with that. You never know what can happen.
He's actually,
just imagine him exploding right there.
Still IQ 200 to pat the car in front of it and stop it for him. I respect it.
There's Mixie. I mean, for Iroh, he's got the crate, but he's got a lot of attention, and here come the Knights in behind. This is similar to what we saw last game with the early game trades happening.
Generally, that's what we see on Paramount, to be honest with you.
Iroh doesn't care. He's just shooting at everybody.
No.
Now he's going to have it come back to him. There he goes.
Standing out in the open. Oncoming a slot, giving away your position. Unfortunately, it's never going to pay off well, but the Knights, they fancy this compound. Beautiful death. We'll see Drayden. I don't think Drayden knows exactly where he is. Texas runs his teammate over, unfortunately. Now the onslaught does happen. At least a trade back will get the knock. Iroh will get crushed underneath the wheels of Texas. The question is, do the rest of the Knights push on this? Do they take this compound? Fizz going to try and interject themselves here. That's a third party. You can see maybe Joe.
This is not looking good for the Knights again, as Drayden will get finished off, and this is a bad transition period for the Knights. We were just talking about it, how the last game started poorly, and it's more of the same for the Knights as they back off, but they're now going back towards FaZe, who are peppering them with shots. The fire coming hot and heavy. Look at that long-distance nade. He's back in the pocket. One bounce off the road. I think not quite enough distance. Oh, just barely. Texas has got to be feeling the heat a little bit down in the smoke grenade. He's got the arm, but not quite the distance on the timer, as Texas will go down again to James.
The smoke?
Yeah, looks like it. And there goes a doozy flying past. Or sorry, excuse me, that was Snoopy flying past. As we have the lights turning on back here.
Yeah. It's all been illuminated. Looking at the screen, Avanga, an Octave, loses his life. That's a confirmed kill, and 16 points going to his CIS brothers. 3-3-3-3-3. Plenty of bodies going down. I've already lost 4 individual players. And this circle again will be the storyteller of how this game might unfold potentially. Texas wants to. James like, nah, mate, I'm sorry,
man.
It's not happening.
Jimbo picking up the first frag for Team Liquid. I was going to say, I would like to see them stick together as 4. We've seen a couple of interesting pushes from them where they send Ibiza to a horse trailer, for instance. I'm not sure. I can't say. We're just here casting, trying to figure out the mentality, but I'd like to know why they're insisting on, hey, look, a pig. So it looks like Frankie's been sharing her liquor with the production crew.
The observers have been
Frankie's
on the
in the back drinking with the production crew again, so.
Milta
power.
Milta power. Isn't it weird how, I think Avanga trying to hold Unique, do you think, in Puerto?
Well, they're all hanging out there, so Kickstart and Tumai having a road race. Is this it's like the scene in Fast and Furious where at the end of this, Kickstart just veers off into the distance? Yeah, exactly. And we'll see you in 2025 when you're 18.
Stop it. What? What? Why?
Oh
Ansvar, stop drinking. Drunk. Snoopy has decided to take the island on his own for some bizarre reason. He's hoping the circle will shift his way. Sharp shot splitting off from the back. Decides, okay, don't want to take the road. I'll let him continue on through. The Knights will tag him up. There is no knock there. They'll continue. Still Optic, 4 players, but ooh, that's a banger of an angle. Sees Foxic and just touches him on the side. I'll do some damage and force him up the stairs. All the stims will come through now, so they can get the health topped up, or the speedy movement if they do need to be running on foot, but it doesn't look like this. Kramer actually got Kramer should I say, heavily damaged through the window. More fire coming onto Tumai and Coz. They do land inside the compound. It's actually going to be, in fact, yeah, it might have been Ibi who did ping him there because the return fire is real. Samty and the Marauder will pull up and say, okay, well, we'll just keep on top of this hill. Put the car up there, which will, it should be with a line of sight, deny any of them, and they can continue to keep the wheels alive. Fair play to them. Let's take a look at the map where the circle goes. She moves away from the island, so we won't be getting a a mini island circle. It goes to the south, and it goes to where all the teams have predicted it would. And again, this is a bigger story of PUBG, where you use your captain to say, okay, let's edge his bets where this circle will be. It hasn't
look at the way
island.
Optics position themselves, actually.
All along the ridge.
Yeah, all along the ridge line. They're
clever.
seeing how far it would go. So for Optic, you can start to see they're coming into their own here. So for Dignitas, they had a decent first round of the day here on Miramar. Looking like they are going to take some high cover. There they are, Optic. Nice and spread. They've got all sorts of compounds. And we'll see if they can continue the success that they found through day number 2 and starting off here in day number 3. FaZe, on the other hand, they've managed to keep 4 alive. I think they're trying to look for a reset, as they've had some pretty tough rounds here through this tournament where they've seen some last place and outside of the top 10 finishes. Which is not what you want to see. Mixie's been poking away, staying active. He's taking some shots at the Optic team. But for now, this looks like the transition phase is going to be a little bit late for El Gigantin, who will lose back to Vice. Sorry, excuse me, Geis and Vegas as well, who will aid in that first frag for the team. Geis getting the credit. Deegs trying to make his way past, and he will do so, as looks like Vegas has the SKS, not the flashiest gun we've seen on him, but he has had a terrific tournament.
This is where we're thinking it might potentially go to. It does sometimes encroach down on this little village. It will move.
This is a really strange, like, area generally, not just the one that United's in, but this whole southern edge of the island.
Very
and look
slow
at that,
as well.
Vegas again, just trying to finish that frag. There it is, Deegs again, El Gigantin, just battered by United.
There's a wheel gone as well, so he might be having difficulties driving that thing. No, yeah, the front one's battered. And obviously, once he gets out of this, he has to fight Accelerate across the road if they do want to show the face. Again, this circle kind of dictates the speed of the game, unfortunately. Nobody really... You've just got a central road that does split off and kind of goes through the middle. Yep. People are just lingering around the road. There's not too many compounds to play off the back of. It's just all these defilades, all these rocks, all these little verges and ridge lines to play around. It's the... yeah, it's a bit of a wasteland, and it's also a very slow game.
Avangar using that central road you just mentioned to come up from the southern island. Be interesting to see how they can make their way in without getting destroyed on the bridge. So Avangar taking a pretty difficult route, with Dignitas looking at a crate that can't quite make its way into the map. It's just gonna, it's sideways. That's how parachutes work.
What's going on?
It's going to tumble down. Oh, and there it is. Good luck to whoever wants that.
Okay.
Well, anyways.
That's a no-go.
And that's how she goes sometimes.
Unique are just looking at it like...
They're like, I want it.
Why did you do this to me, Brendan?
It's the brass ring. You can't quite reach it.
I like how just the observer just shakes his head at the screen as well. It's like, nope, not today. So we are just waiting on the circle push. No one else is going to move. Everyone generally...
A lot of people alive right now.
Yeah, no one's... We could play-by-play this all we like, but you guys at home would not really want that, because we're just going to talk about people staring. So let's talk about the bigger picture of what we kind of expect will happen next, Moses. This circle pops. It squeezes everybody together. Do you think we'll see walking rather than vehicle movement? Are we going to see just a bloodbath of people? Or do you think there'll be more of, a slow-paced game of trying to creep into a place, or a defilade just to hold until the late game?
Well, really, the story, I think, is what we're looking at now at Val Del Mar. If the circle shifts north, which really, considering the circle dispersion, it probably will, it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath trying to get out of this town. You can see Accelerate Gaming and Avangar getting closer and closer together. But yes, defilade is a massive factor in this ridged area, and fighting in those spots can be very difficult, because we talked about this through the first couple of games, how on Miramar, lines of sight are a huge factor, as we see Valiate trying to get away. Unique is trying to steal the kill, and it's going to be actually Dignitas from distance getting it.
So let's just talk about that one kill. Now, it's a bit of a feels bad man for Optic, because he was in that compound on his own.
Yep.
Unique pushed him.
Yep.
FaZe downed him.
Yep.
Dignitas stole him.
Yep.
3 people on 1 player is not good, but it kind of tells the bigger story what this circle's going to be like, where there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. Everybody will get a line of sight on you at some point. Liquid right now I love the angle of what they've taken. They've done the 2-2 split. But again, it's kind of doing what Optic did in the northern edge of the circle. It just gives them so much more control and so much power over that bottom corner of the map.
And again, we talked about this through the break and through the last game. Will they maintain the split? At this stage, they have a decent amount of control. They don't really need to do anything drastic, but playing as 4 into their strengths as a squad is important, especially on Miramar when there's fights happening left, right, and center. Sometimes they find you before you even know it, as FaZe has arrived to see if they can knock on the door of Voxic. And they want this compound, but Wildcard has something to say about it. Fuzzface will be rebuffed immediately by the snipers of Wildcard, but here comes Liquid. They're on the hilltop, and they shoot down onto Tapine, taking the headshot. Visa getting it down. Not sure if it'll be able to be finished, but FaZe is backed all the way off. They know they can't take the compound, and look at that. It's team ready. And it's the lines of sight we've been talking about here on Miramar, where nowhere is safe and everyone's getting shot in the head.
Imagine downing him with the 2 times at that range. Good lord. So Jimbo goes down. That should be a res, provided they have the cover and the smokes. Team ready, still on top of the hill. FaZe obviously won, and maybe if the time's right or they get a knock that will push their advantage. And IP now have to run the gauntlet straight down, but as soon as you give away a position like that...
Dignitas, I think. Oh, no, that's Vard from distance, and he will down. That's another headshot.
When you get the kill.
Best of luck. He's just he's ripping his... There we go. The body block, the teamwork.
His ass is still sticking out, he might.
Red Diamond's the teamwork, saving their down compadre. And the res will come out, but this is
FaZe.
Pressure already starting to mount. FaZe wants this compound. They've got the smokes down. They're going for the press. They want to displace the Knights. Voxic's got something to say about it. Here comes the motorcycle press. Fuzzface, the motorcycle master, coming in. Uba, I think he saw maybe the gun barrel of Voxic. Dignitas is harassing.
Yeah, there's on the kid, and that's a knock with the SLR on the back lines of the team of 4 that are moving up. As Mexi goes down, finally. Voxic does see one member of the FaZe panel. They do try and move up and push this one. They want to take this compound. They want to bring them out. Now, remember, they don't know exactly how many members of the Knights are actually in here or alive. The Knights have had some trouble so far. They've lost a couple of players. So it all comes down to FaZe banging both these players out and eliminating them. A slither of health if he sees him, but there's more bullets. That's from a different place altogether. That's from Wildcard.
This is not looking great for FaZe right now. They're trying to take this, but they're going to lose Uba in the process. AC's also very low. And this is, they've got a foothold now, but they still have not been able to get anyone down from the Knights. So for FaZe, they've got Fuzzface and Crema in one building, AC and Mixie sharing a shack across the way from Voxic, who did take one off the noggin, but he's still alive with Uba going down. This has been an uphill battle on Miramar for FaZe.
Well, this is the bigger problem of this whole game and this whole circle, so to speak, is the fact that third partying is an absolute real thing and something that you need to be very aware of. Unfortunately,
it comes from anywhere, too.
Yeah. Just because of the... look at this. All of a sudden, we go from one shack, we look Liquid, top of a hill.
Yeah.
Optic, medium over the road, then all of a sudden the backline it trails off down into a ditch.
Oh no!
That's a long range shot.
That's Pride taking down Fuzzface. Wildcard still playing a factor. I was just gonna say they're present, and now Fuzzface is.
That's a solo, right?
Yeah. Oh, the nade!
FaZe is in trouble. He got caught in the backlines. He got a bullet to the brain from Baha.
And there's Uncivil again stealing the kill. AT will get down Voxic, but now he's the last man standing. Krama comes down the hill, or sorry, down the stairs, but he will retreat as now Baha Waka will finish off Fuzzface. And FaZe again down to 1.
Knights, 3 different teams there. I'm trying to think of them. Wildcard Gaming, and all of a sudden, oh my.
There goes Avangar.
That's not good. They were pinned back at the very, very start against when we saw them down in Unique, but FaZe just got picked apart by 3 different rosters.
Yeah.
Same scenario.
I mean, they're in the center. This is the position they wanted, and for a reason. And we'll see if they can salvage this with 8C. And oh, that nade looks kind of good. That's right behind, but luckily the Hill's going to play defense there. And they're just chucking nades at each other left, right, and here. Looks like Gaxi and Vard are trying to get some displacement, and they will take down 6mo. A beautiful death. And Merkengor trying to defend. They lost Iroh very early. And now the 4-man squad of Ninjas in Pajamas have found cover of their own. And they want Merkengor and a beautiful death to get out of the God building so they can keep it for themselves.
I mean, they do need to push them off because they will have to move forward, unless they get the hard shift, obviously. It would take an immense amount of luck to be able to get that hard shift. There's only 2 players here, though.
Dignitas has been a big factor in this game atop this hill. the long arm of Uncivil and the snipers. Stealing kills, getting downs. They've taken a couple off of Optic. They still have 3 up. There it is. There's another one. Uncivil takes down
literally
Hypoc.
as you said it.
Yeah.
But they did this in this is the exact same scenario in the previous one. Long range, these guys are pretty good.
Yeah. And there's Pat Caps taking down Standin. Taylor J taking down Lux. And this is Envy trying to get up on the first place team. That nade is going to bounce short. But look at that. There goes Accelerate Gaming. It's Liquid getting active, and they're going to get some kills. And Unique has actually got Envy in a pretty rough spot here at this rock. And there goes Team Ready as well. It looks like Nip has been able to finish them off. And this is being a very hectic shift here in phase number 4. And Envy is looking very scattered.
It's the domino effect, right? You try and rotate, and then one team slowly after another, you crash into one team, you have to fight them, and then another team will press up, and they finish off the leftovers, so to speak.
Caden's opened up a path. He's got a headshot down onto a doozy.
Which is good, because that allows them to move forward. The problem is I don't think they know that Optic is literally lingering. But Uncivil again, oh, that's the finish off. Petra drills one, second one comes up, and he's going to move for a second.
What is happening? The Molly!
I don't really
he said
know.
he's at Taro on fire. He's actually going to finish off Caden. Or is he in the Molly? He's just outside of it. Oh my God, that is as close as you can get to the fire without being burned. That's for sure for Caden, but I don't think he's going to be able to be saved as Interrogate gets down from distance as well. That's Play With Me, and again, Envy is down to 1 with only Pat Caps in the back. Caden will be finished off by Hetror, who's in the down state. Interrogate downed himself. And for Unique, they've got an angle, but this is mutually assured destruction, or at least they're doing a lot of damage to each other here on the edge of the play zone.
One player for Knights, one player for Face Clan. You saw earlier on that engagement. They're both now just backed off and said it's fine. We'll just try and stay alive. 2-2-2-2-2 between Besiktas and all the way down to Team Unique. Unique, obviously, currently ranked #1 in this competition. A very low finish would not be good for them, but also it's something that a lot of the other teams would like to see. So we heard some sort of, I think that was Sharpshot shouting, "Oh my God!" So that must have been a hell of a long-range shot until Adam finally Dignitas getting a taste of their own medicine, so to speak. Savage, you probably shouldn't be in the blue. You've lost 50% HP. I know you're scared because Liquid's right in front of you, but for God's sakes, man, get inside. He'll be all stemmed up. And now here come the Liquid boys. It's time for them to move.
Wildcard's looking great now. They've got a great center position.
I think they're sharing it. They've got a, oh, excuse me, they're not. That's the logos, my bad. Yeah, center of position. Obviously, that little compound. It's great for them.
Not the game that Optic wanted. They're down to 1. FaZe is in the same boat, so a lot of teams in the top 3 are facing early elimination with Unique down to 2. So we'll see now if Liquid can make a play with this strength of 4.
Uh-oh. Ultra might get caught. He's been seen for sure. Trying to get off the road. Taylor J lays down the hammer with the AKM, the 7.62. Oh, look
Here comes Nip.
This could be a complete flood from above. They need to be very, very careful here to be United. They will not know this information now because they do not have a scout looking uphill. NIP is going to be listening to this. They're giving away the position right now. This could be rather unfortunate. This fight is going to be huge.
Yeah, they're coming all the way down to the side as well. And El Gig is going to go down, so they have no flank options as well. So this is going to be free, essentially. If they can get behind at United, they're looking for them now. They're going to cross behind. If Vegas might spot them, there's no one looking behind them now. They've been spotted. Look, they're all in a line for Miracle. One goes down. Here comes more. They all hit the deck. It's trying to get away, but United is completely caught out by NIP. It's one after the other going down, and that's 3 very quickly. United very, very close to being eliminated. Taylor J getting pressure, and the spam comes down, and just like that, one fell swoop, NIP eliminates United, but here comes Liquid from the top. Here comes more. NIP is not out of the woods yet. Headshot lands, but Miracle goes down and out very quickly. Samty's got a line on Gaxi. Oh my God, Richard, this is insane on the edge of the zone.
This is absolute textbook. We spoke about this yesterday. This is what teams need to do. When you hear a fight going on, but you need position from the map, you need to push the advantage. That's exactly what Liquid have done. Vard, he takes the very, very clever idea to try and get the flank. They're all looking one way. James has been opened up, though, unfortunately, by Sharpshot. Another banger across the map. Gaxi's there. Here comes the flank, though. Vardy's on his own. He's stepping very, very carefully. In fact, he's not. I'm telling lies. There's a player behind him. Spots Ibby. That's 2 down now. Opposing side again. Sharpshot interjecting. This is all kinds of problems. Third party for both of these teams is causing all kinds of issues. Look at where James is. He can't get up. Samty, Jempty, the brothers in arms, they have to run. They have to go now.
Then with Wildcard.
They can't get out.
The Interrogate takes Jempty down from distance. Jeems will be finished off by Sharpshot, and there he is, the man. He's been playing a massive factor. Only 2 kills, but headshot after headshot has been landed. The damage is going out every direction from Wildcard in the center of the zone. And this is a very disastrous turn of events for Liquid, who looked like they were in position to take down. And there's another headshot landing on both for both Pride and Kickstart as Purdy Curdy and Uncivil go down for Dignitas. 8C is just hanging out next door, and Red Diamonds are arriving on the doorstep. So now for Red Diamonds, I don't know if they want to make entry, but they have to go through both of these teams to get into the zone.
So the only thing that maybe Liquid could have done then, potentially make that a little bit easier and survive through it with more members up, is build a wall behind them.
Build an effing wall.
Straight up, just put a full line of smokes, and then you can press that advantage. You've got someone watching your back, but I don't think they expected Kickstart to be. I mean, how many teams has he taken down? Time and time again with the K98. Finally, Ping comes through one of himself. That's 2 down now from Dig. 2 left in the building to get them up. No scope. It's an Ironside AKM out of the window, trying to stop him making advancement, which he does. Fair play to him. Also gets the finish from above. That's Adam. Purdy Curdy now, unfortunately going down. Kickstart again. Time and time again, this man is causing teams problems.
It's this wild card playing that center position and just hitting headshot after headshot. Red Diamonds tried to make entry, and their res is now coming out. Dignitas could go back up to 4 strong if they can fix all these reses. And now for 8C, he's just prone in the building, and he's going to find Sid. Surprise, it's the snake indoors. That's another kill for FaZe. And the woes will continue for Red Diamonds on this push. They just can't get a break. Unique across the way with Optic. Envy, I believe, is back to 2, so Interrogate was res, so that's a good start for, or a good turn of events for them. Here comes Liquid entry right next door. Liquid making the zone, NIP also with 2, and there's lots of 2 across the board except for Wildcard and Dignitas, the only teams left with 4 strong in the zone. Actually, not in the zone for Dignitas. They got to make their way in still.
So is Itzy as well, so you'd expect this to be the end of FaZe Clan unless Bestalocki did provide some sort of a gap, because he got the he took a bullet on Kickstart. There's one, there's 2. Mows them down. Grenade goes through, looking to confirm the points. It will bounce off. It might even get 2 for 1.
That's a good nade, dude. Yep.
2 for 1. Purdy Curdy's left to heal. Adams at full health. He has put the smokes down so his teammates can approach on them, but all this is going down. The person who's benefiting most is 8C.
And the zone is closing, so now this is gonna finish one way or the other. Who's gonna be the victor? We have yet to decide. Purdy Curdy looking to see if he can find Best of Luck. He has found him. He's in the zone, however. He's got to spray him down, and he will. There goes Best of Luck. And now here comes Hello Senpai, the last man standing for his squad. And the flush from Purdy Curdy. Dignitas down to 2, 6 total frags. 8C finishes Hello Senpai, so that is gonna be a minimum 10th place finish for FaZe. Or 8th place, I should say, as Purdy Curdy. And there's some more death happening as well, as Bessingstas will happen to go down. Sharpshot again landing a shot onto Purdy Curdy, the sniping master, and he will go for the flush. And there goes Dignitas to FaZe, and that is a 7th place finish. This is now turn of events for him, but he's got to run across in smoke across a 4-strong wild card. 8C, a heroic effort, but might be running out of space.
Yeah, I don't think he can really go any further than that, but he can't ask so much better, to be honest, if he's made good of a good situation. 4 teams fell around him, and he's made it into the top 7 and picked up a couple of points along the way. Sharpshot, who has been a complete, just a nuisance in this entire map, picking off individual players and causing teams problems, goes for another one, doesn't quite connect. Interrogate finds NBS. That's another member falling down from NIP. Unfortunately, they'll be down to 1 themselves, because they could go out, because they're playing on the edge at the moment, but they might be able to get inside the circle. However, there's 2 teams directly in front of them once again. 8C just holding on for dear life.
He's boosted up. He's only got bandages left, and the zone's at his back, so this is going to be a tough crossing.
Do Wildcat have to...
Oh, boy.
Okay.
So Aduzi's got a line on the pad caps and Interrogate. This could be another team wipe coming here if they're not careful.
They've seen him, surely.
They potentially, yeah, there he is. Yeah. Interrogate spots him. Good eyes from Taro. And the quick flush. Unique down to 1.
That's the question they'll ask themselves now. Where's the next one? How many's left? And you have to keep on your toes, and you have to be aware. Kickstart clearly knows it. He's lingering somewhere.
Where, though?
Doesn't have the armor that he needs.
Oh, that looks good. 1 bounce.
I think that's it.
And close. Not quite enough to do any damage, however, as 8C's feeling more and more pressure. And there comes the zone. This might be it for FaZe.
I mean, the positive side for him is that these guys aren't wearing helmets. So if he gets a banger of a shot, he'll be able to do some damage. NIP, unfortunately, they're in troubles of their own. NBS is literally a breath away from dying, to be honest. He steps up, and finally he will step out.
Unfortunate for FaZe, as they will go down in 7th place. NIP holding on, but they've lost, I think, the last remaining member of their 2-man squad. Interrogate trying to move the vehicle late in the game. Liquid still in this, however. They're in the top 6. Looking for a good finish here. Santi looking up towards Baja, or that's Bahawake. Getting shots from Sharp Shot once again. He's going to land right on top of a doozy.
Did you see him?
He might have run right past him. But now Taro and Pat Caps have been spotted. Sharp Shot and the rest of Wildcard have this game by the balls, I would
think
say.
that's the best way to put it, to be honest with you. Liquid is still hunkering down because they have that defilade to play on. They also have the vehicles around them. Envious just trying to continue it through and do whatever they can because the line of sight is upon them, unfortunately, with the snipers. Pride finds MBS. That's NIP. See you later, boys. Puts them in the ground. Master Biter, he's down. So is Bawaka. Just like that, 3 seconds. 3 teams are eliminated. We are down to the last remaining 8 players. 4-2-2. Liquid, Envy, Wildcard Gaming. This is Wildcards to throw away. However, we've seen it before. If they get in a fight with one team, the other one can get in at the right time and cause them problems. The circle has kind of gone their way. They are teetering on the edge. It's Envy who have to make the run.
Taro knows that there's a 2-man squad below him. And Wildcard is well aware that Envy is across the way. So now for Liquid, I mean, it would be important for Wildcard to finish off Envy, and they'll have to make a heroic effort here. They have better cover than Envy does when it comes to Wildcard. So trying to make something happen is Pat Caps. Pat Caps and Sharp Shot, former teammates, both tremendous snipers. We'll see if either of them can do damage to each other. But Pat Caps is harassing Liquid as they're putting smoke down after smoke to get closer and closer and make this a close-up engagement, get away from the withering fire of Wildcard, who is not letting them get away for free.
Oh, careful, Sam.
They both have smokes out, so they're just trying to close the distance.
Oh,
and Pat Caps will find him with the headshot. Samty down. This is looking at like Liquid is going to be in some trouble if Taro can get closer. There it is. Tumai will find Yempty, and Liquid is down in 3rd place. It's now 2v4, Wildcard swarming.
The brothers go down, and now all of a sudden it's Wildcats' time to strike. Envy, they're on the move. The boys in blue, there's only 2 of them left. 2 versus 4. This should be one of those moments where you say push, push, push. We simply cannot lose. But they are spread out in 2-2. They don't want to lose individual players because if they take the fight as 2s, they could be in a little bit of trouble. YOLO grenade goes in, up and over. Ooh. Interrogate finds Tumai, but he gets answered back straight away. He goes down, and there you have it. Winner, winner. Chicken friggin' dinner. Wildcard finally looking like the North American powerhouse team that we know they can be. They needed some good points, and a win will shoot them flying up the board.
Well, the last place team getting a much needed win, and you can see Sharp Shot feeling happy about the performance there. And that is a good round and a lot of good and fortunate circles for Wildcard as they pick up a victory here. The first place seed coming into this, Envy picking up a nice 2nd place. Feeling good about their performance there. It was a very difficult run for them down that hill. Liquid going out in 3rd place. Not the finish they wanted. They needed wins today. But that is going to put them up the leaderboard where FaZe went out before them. Unique went out before them. This is a good turn of events. Optic as well. So Liquid is going to try and move up a little bit here through the middle of the pack and find their way into the top 5, I believe.
Yep, they jumped into the top half of the table with the first game, 2nd place finish. And as you say, a 3rd place finish. It's not what they want, but it certainly is not bad compared to the previous days that they've been having a few difficulties here and there. But the one thing that we have to say, Moses, that's the end of Miramar. Now we move back onto what I think is fair to say for teams like FaZe, for teams like Liquid, home turf of Erangel, and the question is, can they fare better?
I guess we will be waiting and seeing. So that is going to do it for myself and Richard. So for both of us, it's been a pleasure here at the Season 3 Final. We will be passing it off to Froz and D-Man for the back 3, where the winner will be crowned here at the Season 3 Finals. But for now, we'll kick it over to Mustache Dave, who's standing by with Kickstart and Sharp Shot.
All right, we're here with 2 members from Wildcard Gaming, Kickstart and Sharp Shot. Some people say the best fraggers in NA. I'll let them discuss that one. So coming into today, you guys were in 16th place, right? But not out. Game 1, 4th place. You were making a mention. How important was that 4th place in Game 1 for your team?
Very important. It gave us the momentum to move forward and win this next game for sure. It made our spirits go up from what it was.
Yeah, because you guys were kind of down and out, right? There's some things going on with that. But Kickstart, let me go to you. What was the turning point this game in particular that allowed you to get that chicken dinner?
Lucky RNG, honestly. I mean, we got zoned like the entire game after we went dead center. So lucky RNG, we third-partied a lot, but we kept getting our kills stolen after we would knock like FaZe. I think it was in the compound. Yeah. So I mean, Just we got a lot of circle luck, and we didn't make too many mistakes. So.
All right. So no, yeah. I'm trolling. All right. So wild card though. Serious question. You guys were #1 coming into the LAN, right? You guys were up there as far as kills go. How come the kills are so low here at this event? Let me go. Same question for both of you guys, but let me get both your takes.
We just didn't make it to end game a lot. That was pretty much it.
Just make it to end game?
Yeah, I mean, when you're going out like 13th to like 8th every game, or even lower than that, you can't really get any kills. I mean, you might fight like one team and win the fight, but I mean, if you're not like top 5, you can't get a lot of kills really.
So we got a couple more games left. A couple more. Are we going to have more chicken dinners here to kind of boost you guys up this leaderboard?
I don't think we're really worried about the leaderboard. I mean, it's 1K for like each win, right? So, I mean, that's pretty much all we're going for right now. Obviously, we don't want to finish last, but I think mostly we're going for the $1,000 a win. So that's the goal, I guess, right now.
So with such a rough start, kind of like what you mentioned, you're going for the $1,000. After today, for you, what would you like to see as far as the squad goes to walk away kind of happy?
Get out of the bottom 3, pretty much. I had a 10-kill goal. I think I just hit it in 2 games or close. So, yeah.
All right. Well, hey, that was Kickstart right there. That was Sharp Shot from Wildcard Gaming. Let's see what Frankie at the desk has to say about that game.
Thank you very much, Mustache Dave. And Toffees, given how we know Wildcard aren't necessarily having the most harmonious of lands, are you surprised they managed to cinch a chicken dinner?
Amidst a cacophony of battling voices, Wildcard somehow pulls out a chicken dinner. We know they're not getting on, they're the best of friends, but sometimes you can win even if your squad isn't soulmates, and they put in the work to do it this time around. Questionable if it can happen again, but this is going to be great news for them moving forward. You know what? We know there's big changes coming for these guys. Traditionally, the hashtag is stack the deck. We'll just throw out hashtag shuffle the deck, changes incoming, but sometimes the right cards fall out.
And Toffees, the cards were laid out on the table for 4 of our teams very early on into this game, as we saw a crazy 4-way fight.
Yeah, so we saw the king of all third parties, one after another. I'm going to call it the Sarlacc pit, this little hole in between 2 valleys that was basically the death of so many teams. It started out, we saw Besiktas was in there. E United saw them. Taylor J went for some knocks, got a kill, and Besiktas did the right thing. Pulled the Luke Skywalker and got the hell out of the pit. The rest of the teams just kept piling on in there. Ninjas in Pajamas heard E United fight. They came over the top. Gaxi was unleashed, destroyed them, but then that triggered Liquid, and I think it was also, who did Liquid get? Oh, El Gigantin both wanted a piece of that. They got into a fight coming over. Liquid wiped El Gigantin. Then Liquid came right up over the top and took Nip apart down inside of the Sarlacc pit. And then from there, Liquid was hurt. Ninjas in Pajamas was pretty much done at that point. So team after team. And that's one of those things you have to think about. Aggression is important, but locational aggression even more so. Yes, jumping into the pit to get those kills was cool for Ninjas in Pajamas, but it put him at such a huge disadvantage from the third party. Once you go into the Sarlacc pit, you're not coming back out.
And that's especially a thing on Miramar, right? We see so many third parties because you have so much cover on the ridges, the dips, and especially if you go down and third party someone in a dip, you can most likely expect somebody to third party as well when you have 30 plus players alive, right?
There's a lot of sneaky spots that you can't really cover, and people can easily third party you.
Especially in the southwestern area, because we have kind of 2 big roads, and then there's big mountains up. There's just so much cover. And the topography down there on the southwestern side is the elevation and everything. There's so much cover, natural cover.
The topography is violent.
Yeah.
It's just very tough to control.
Exactly.
Now, all eyes have to be on Optic Gaming. They've got 3 chicken dinners, the most at this LAN so far. But Scoom, you notice a troubling trend. They seem to be returning to their day 1 form, and that's not where they want to go.
Yeah, I mean, even though they did get a 5th place finish, but I believe it was only with 1 kill or something, and I think they're going back to the day 1 strats when they lost 1 player and they decided just to scatter around the map and just try to get placement. And I think they should go back to the roots of why they're doing so well, why they're getting their chicken dinners is playing as a team. I think they can still continue continue doing that as free. If you lose one player, it's not the end of the world. Right. Okay, if you start losing 2, then maybe you can start doing this safe strats, right? Yeah. Salvage the points. But I think they did it way too early as free, and they all scattered around. They did lose 2. 1 managed to snake in, but I think they should keep on playing as 4. Yeah.
Now, Avenger is going to head to his board to draw, because one of the trends we've noticed so far is red diamonds do an incredible amount of damage, yet they don't always finish the job. And in this fight with Dignitas we saw earlier, it was another case of the red diamond blues.
I mean, honestly, for me, red diamonds, the case for them is they've been doing an extreme amount of damage, and their third party is really on point. So I really want to point out here how, like we saw the Knights when they third-partied FaZe, red diamonds kind of did the same here in this game. They heard Dignitas push in and flush out the Knights, and then you can see them just start moving in, and then they start third-partying Dignitas there, making sure that they obviously clean up the kills, but the time it took them for them to push in and start pushing, that was really, really good. And Dignitas lost out on that, and they really pinched in between them. AT obviously coming out on top of that, being the last member on that side of the road because he was snaking, but it really worked out well for Red Diamonds.
I mean, Red Diamonds ended up losing to that situation. I mean, it worked out for FaZe, AT. But one thing that in that specific fight that we were talking about is that Red Diamonds need to capitalize on that fight. As soon as they got one knock, 2 of other Dignitas got knocked from 2 different other teams, and they should have instantly breached that compound because they have to cross the road. Right. They have to cross the road, so they need to wipe the teams. If not, you're going to get pushed behind.
I mean, the adage is, why did the PUBG player cross the road? Because the circle told them to do so, right?
Yeah.
And all 3 of those teams knew the cross was coming. Yeah. The second you get a knock at that point, you take the push. And you enter the house. Red Diamonds went to the 2 other compounds and let AC just sit there. And he was like happy with that. That's cash in the vault, right? He waited for them to finally have to fight each other, cleaned them all out, and then just danced his way across the road, clean, clear, and under control. Yeah.
Why did the PUBG player cross the road, Toffees?
Because the circle made him.
No, because there was chicken on the other side.
Ah, it's also a chicken joke.
Remember? Anyway, should we have a look at the scoreboard from that last map?
Just like Team Ready.
I mean, another team to mention is Team Liquid. Back-to-back, they came 2nd place in Game 1 and now 3rd place in Game 2. This is a Liquid we know. This is the Liquid magic, and hopefully they carry on doing it. And I think they're going to be pretty close to top 5 right now, and that's what they want to be.
Can I also draw your attention to Ninjas in Pajamas? Because they got 9 frags in that game. They went out, I'm just looking at my notes, they went out in 6th. Yep. So they end up in 4th because of the points, the combined points there. I'm very proud of the boys.
They said they were going to frag harder today. They did. Yeah. They jumped into the Sarlacc pit to do it, and that cost them everything. But at the end of the day, if you got nothing to lose, then try to win big. Yep.
Target practice. Now let's take a look at the overall standings to see how that's changed things. Team Unique still at the top.
Okay, Liquid there, Envy up there as well.
This is the Liquid we're familiar with, though, in 5th, right?
Wow, right back in it.
But really close. I mean, like top 8, like 5th to 8 is insanely close. I mean, even 4th, top 3 is kind of far ahead for everyone. I don't think they will lose those top 3 positions, especially the fact that 3rd is FaZe, and I don't think we'll see them go down. But
and we got 3 Wrangle games coming up.
Yeah, exactly. That's where FaZe shines.
Let's also look at Envy right there, okay? This is Envy's going full-blown Season 2 M19 right now, sneaking their way up towards that 1st position. When remember, in Season 2, M19, we didn't talk about them for the first 2 days. We sort of ignored them because we thought, no chicken dinners, how do they win this thing? Yeah. And the top 3 teams ended up hurting each other so badly because they were looking for the win, that M19 just sort of kept climbing. Yeah. And Envy, all of a sudden, we haven't talked about them.
Yeah. We criticized them in the first day.
We did. A lot.
And then slowly but steadily, they're climbing and climbing the ranks, and they're already 4th place.
Exactly. So keep an eye on them. Don't let them out of your sight if you're other teams, because that's how Season 2 slipped away last time.
Well, if you've been watching our lounge stream, you might have noticed, and I know they've been plugging this, we have got some glorious emotes for you guys to use. Ooh. You'll see them on screen there. You can use Froz's face. My face is there, Moses. That picture of Moses, that tier 1 emote, is definitely taken from a selfie of me and Moses, I think, when we were at Broadcaster Royale in San Jose. You've got to love that face. If you subscribe tier 2, you get Dave. And tier 3, you get that gold GLL. And apparently, we're 3 subscribers away from being able to unlock new emotes for you. And I think the new emote has to be this man. If we get 3 more subscribers, I bet you're going to be able to get your hands on Avenger's face. So why wouldn't you subscribe? Come on, hashtag Twitch Prime.
He's good with DPs.
Yeah, I'm good at DPs.
Absolutely.
And it's strong.
I'm going to get my hands on that face.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I might, but I don't think it's really for public consumption. So we're going to go to a break and come here, Avenger.
Oh, no. I was like, they're staying with you.
Go then. Nice. Okay, let's try to kill Liquid. Okay. Guys, okay, Liquid is at this carport in my ping, okay? Liquid's at the carport, my ping. It's us, Envy, and Liquid. Liquid's Anthony knock.
Yo, push up on that.
Smoke. Yeah, well, we can push far right.
All dead, Liquid, us versus Envy, 4v2.
I can hold while you guys push right.
Yeah, I'm holding too.
3.
They have a ridge, Peeking on the ridge,
I'm throwing a nade.
Oh no. Guys, nice. Yeah, one more. Good shit.
Let's go, good shit, guys.
Pride, go talk to the cameraman.
No, I'm not talking.
You want to talk to my?
No, Sharp, me and you go.